Shauna Parsons. Welcome to another edition of Family Safety 123. It's a hard topic to talk about. We love our pets and we love our kids, and we don't think our beloved Fido could ever bite someone, let alone our children. But the fact is, most dog bites are not from stray or unfamiliar dogs. They're from the family's own pet or from a friend or family member's pet dog. I'm here with Tanya Roberts from the Oregon Humane Society to learn more about what we can do to keep both our kids and our pets safe and happy. Thanks so much for being with us.
You're welcome.
I know a lot of dog owners who would say, oh, I have the sweetest, most lovable pet. He's never bitten anyone. What would you say to that person?
Well, you know, even the sweetest of dogs can be pushed and provoked into biting. And you know, kids, they get to playing, they get a little rough, and then the family pet, cat, dog, no matter what it is, can just go, you know, that's too much for me, and it ends up in a bite.
So how can parents protect their kids from being hurt by a pet? Are there some common situations we need to look out for?
Yeah, there are. I mean, children really behave unpredictably around animals, and they're not able often to read body language of dogs and cats. So really being careful with kids of any age is important. But if you haven't yet got a pet into your home, you know, waiting till your kids are maybe 5 or older is a good idea.
Okay, but what if it's too late? I already have a dog. I have a child under the age of 5 in my home.
Okay.
What then?
Well, it's really important to think about times that are risk times. So when your animal is eating is a pretty good one. So try and supervise children and not let them approach animals when they're eating their food. So it's that old rule, you know, keep them away from the pets when they're eating, because pets can be very protective over their food and also their sleeping areas.
Okay, so what can parents do to keep their kids safe?
Supervise, supervise, supervise. Keep close to your child. Be within reaching distance so you can dissolve a situation should it arise. And remember, toddlers, unfortunately, are easy targets to be hit in the head because they're at head height and they tend to stare at dogs and approach dogs. So be very careful around toddlers as well.
So then how can I teach my kids not only how to behave around pets, but how to read a pet's behavior so they know what to expect?
Helping them realize that if the pet's going to growl, and that's cats and dogs, or try and move away from them, to go ahead and let that pet go, because that's the safest thing of all. If your pet growls, you can hear it as a parent, they can hear it as a warning, and then if the pet tries to leave, let them go. Don't try and grab them. Another really easy thing to do is to follow leash laws. When you take your dog out in public, you're on a walk, you're going to a park, having your dog on leash really keeps your dog, your kids, and other people's kids safe. So make sure you're following your local animal control regulations, get your pets licensed, immunized, and trained, because that's really good for your kids and your animals.
So some people might be saying, well, I don't have a dog, but really, even when you go to somebody else's house with a dog, you need to know some basic rules.
It's probably a good idea to maybe have a chat with the parents. Just let them know if you've got any concerns. Make sure that the parents are going to be supervising activity if the dog or cat is around. And you know, if your child's a little uncomfortable or does not have experience with a dog or a cat, then maybe you should tell that to the parents, and you can all help as a team.
Tanya, those are a lot of really great preventative tips. So are there any other just general things I need to know to teach my kids to keep them safe around dogs?
Try to teach your children to be respectful of an animal's space. And then, you know, general information about what a dog looks like that seems to be approachable compared to dogs that aren't. For example, if a dog's happy to see you, they normally approach you on their own. They have a nice low tail wag and their ears are normally relaxed. They can have a wide open mouth that's just panting, and they just look happy and they're approaching you, which is a real key. Compared to perhaps a dog that's keeping a distance but maybe growling or barking at you. Even a stiff tail wag, which a lot of people get confused with, if the whole body is stiff and forward and the dog's barking and wagging its tail, don't approach, because that dog might be saying to you, I'm not sure about you, you're not anybody I know, I want you to stay away.
So of course I'm a pet owner who thinks I have the sweetest, most lovable dog in the world, but a lot of times when we're out walking and little kids come running toward the dog, it does scare me a little bit because I'm not quite sure how she's going to react.
Yeah, you know, it's a really good lesson for parents to teach their children not to approach a strange dog. If the dog is with an owner, sometimes it's okay to ask first, you know, stop at a distance away and say, excuse me, is it okay if I pet your dog? So it's a great idea to teach your kids how to greet a dog. So staying very relaxed and calm is something to tell your children to do. arms by your side or folded. And if you're going to pet the dog, just use the back of your hand and just pet the dog on the side of its cheek or on its chest. And that's the most friendliest and relaxed way to greet dogs.
Tanya, thank you so much. Those are such great points to remember if your child is ever around an animal.
My pleasure.
So here are 3 main points to always remember. Number 1, always supervise your children around all animals. Number 2, keep children away from animals during feeding time. And number 3, teach children to never approach a dog they don't know. Remember, even the nicest animal can be dangerous if provoked. It's our responsibility as parents to supervise our children and our pets. This way we can all enjoy the sense of security and control that comes with having happy, healthy, and safe families and pets.